Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. This is Asosa, Truth Over Lies Daily. Appreciate you for tuning in, whether you're tuning in now or later. Real quick, get into this question about covetousness. Question says, what does it mean to covet? I'm trying to understand deeper. Um, so, to covet basically is to desire. There's nothing really wrong with desiring something. It's okay to have a healthy desire for using the energy that God has given you to work, to to save, to the desire for a wife. The Bible even talks about your wife is the desire of your eyes, right? So it's good to have a healthy desire that's limited to what God has given you. Okay, scriptures, Proverbs 18:1, are right list. They're listed in the description. Proverbs 21:20. Um, okay, so the next level of covetousness is to covet what someone else has, and that's where it turns into sin. When you look at what your neighbor has and you desire what they have, that's against the 10th commandment, and that's a heart commandment. This was one of the things that you have to watch in your heart, right? And so that's how we know that God looks at our heart, because when we desire in our heart something that someone else has, it's a sin. And then the third level of covetousness is basically covetousness when you want more and more and more for yourself, right? And so you desire um, have excess wealth and excess riches and excess wives and excess, all this and that. And that's idolatry. Okay, so there's a healthy desire for what God has given you, using the grace that He's given you, and then there's that's healthy and that's good. And then when you get to the next level and you desire what someone else has, that turns into sin. And then when you get to the third level and you have a strong desire for more and more and more constantly, then that's an iniquity called covetousness. So you can check the link, talk about the 10th commandment, the heart commandment, and how it's so freeing when you can follow the 10th commandment, because it means you've gotten control over your heart. You've got control over your eyes, your ears, you've got control over what you see. It's a great thing to meditate the 10th commandment, to be free from lust, to be free from excess desire, to be free from covetousness, and to, basically guard your heart from the idolatry. The biggest idolatry in the world is not just the graven images, it's the actual covetousness and the desire to have more and more and never being satisfied. So, being thankful for what God has given you, being thankful for what your parents have given you, for what God has given you in your parents, is really the antidote to covetousness. Hopefully that blesses you, answers anyone's question about covetousness. What is covetous? Of course, it's good to have a healthy thankfulness for what God has given you and a desire to work hard and to be diligent and to use the gifts that He's given you through your parents, your genetics, your body, your talents to work and to gain those things. And the scripture talks about that's a good thing. But when you just start to desire what someone else has, you start to desire what someone else's parents have given them instead of honoring what your parents has given you. When you start to have a desire to just be richer and richer and have more and more and gather everything to yourself, that's when you're into sin. So God bless. Hope that answers everyone's question about what is covetousness and what are the three levels of coveting, and how we need to make sure we don't pass that first level. Be thankful, be satisfied with what God has given you. Um, Thanks for tuning in. Go to soulspression.com and subscribe. Check out other videos. Also go to youtube.com/New City Assembly. If you'd like to connect with our ministry and sow a seed or have some discipleship in your home or your neighborhood, go to h2h2hop.com. That's h2h2hop.com. God bless.